Hello. So, Chapter 5, Hidden Pain. Even though the whole thing had to have happened really fast, time appeared to slow down. I wondered how they could not have seen it, but the truck driver sure saw them because he leaned hard on his horn. I simply stared, horror-struck and frozen in place, waiting for them to run as the fire truck got closer and closer. But Mum and Alicia simply stood in the middle of the street, right in its path, staring at it like rabbits caught in headlights. Maybe they thought it was an illusion, or it would swerve round them somehow if they just remained stationary. Suddenly it was too late. The truck was practically on top of them, and there was no longer time to get out of its way. Or maybe there never had been. Realising they weren't going to move well before I did, the driver had already slammed on his brakes, but it was too late. I could see that he wasn't going to stop in time. Maybe he had been travelling entirely too fast, or maybe he had hit the brakes a little too late, but I was unable to tear my eyes away. With my eyes wide, my mouth hanging open and a sick feeling deep in my stomach, all I could do was watch it happen. The fire truck's tyres squealed hard against the tarmac. Alicia let out a piercing scream and threw up her arms in front of her face as I held my breath. It ploughed into them with a huge bang, and there was a sickening crunch as the truck's immense weight rolled over their bodies, spreading blood, bones and human insides across the tarmac. The sight of them disappearing beneath the fire truck will stay with me till the day I die. I feel extremely nauseous, the memories provoking the same reaction they always do. Time stood still. The fire truck fishtailed to a stop a couple of yards away, and the firefighters climbed out looking horror-struck. I know because my attention was still on the vehicle. I may in fact have been staring at it like it had just morphed into a time vortex right in front of my eyes. I'm not sure what happened after that. I may well have been physically sick and possibly cried out in panic or screamed or some other similar reaction. I wasn't really aware of anything that was going on, just bits and pieces. One of the firefighters was talking urgently into his radio. I remember that part. I remember hearing that, but not what he said. He might as well have been speaking Russian. At some point I sank to my knees in the middle of the street, rocking back and forth like a madman and crying hysterically while their blood soaked into the knees of my jeans. Police and paramedics arrived, and some even tried to move me away, but I refused to be separated from my spot on the ground. I was pretty unintelligible. I don't think my legs would have supported me anyway. Whatever I said, they didn't understand, even when I babbled something about being a relative. I didn't notice this fireman staring at me until after he started speaking. This was after the police had given up trying to move me away. He told me he was sorry. The same words tumbled from his lips over and over again as he dropped to his knees beside me, clutching my t-shirt in his fists. I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm so sorry, he babbled, his voice broken and quivering. I don't know which of us was in the worst state. He was crying and shaking and muttered. Obscenities punctuated his apologies. Nobody confirmed it, but I assumed he was the driver. I don't even know how I responded. I might not even have said anything, just stared at him. His colleagues came over and separated him from me, putting their arms around him and leading him away. I was in no state to think about blame or the likes at that point, but I don't blame him, of course. It was nothing more than a horrific accident. Sometimes I think about the last time I spoke to Mum. Our last words were heated and angry. I wasn't prone to emotional outbursts and can still remember the wounded expression I saw on her face just before I stormed out of Nana's house that day. I bend forward until my forehead touches the grass and feel my tears flow into it, my shoulders quivering with silent sobs. I don't even remember what we were arguing about or why I was so angry, but I never got the chance to say sorry. The next time I saw her, she was playing chicken with that fire truck. I can't tell you how much it hurts that Mum died thinking I hate her. That's the end of that chapter. Short and sweet. So, thanks for watching, listening, and I'll see you soon.